if you bait the Peach to do any move and then follow up her follow-up response, because down smash and her forward air are lagless after the end. So if you predict the next move, that's how you play Peach.
Yeah.
Play against Peach. That's how I play against Peach, rather. So
I like to think about these types of matchups, the ones where you have like the really strong like ground-based character like Peach or something, someone that's really like a truck almost, like they're just in place. That versus a character that has like really long range and good aerials and stuff. It's pretty much like the, what's that saying, when a unstoppable force meets an immovable object. I like to look at these types of matchups like that because Marth is really, really good on offense, especially against, you know, with the way Zane plays it, at least. You know. Yeah,
I feel like it's not a good example for all Marths, though.
Yeah, of course, but I'm saying, like, if you can use that type of movement and use, like, tippers and, you know, pivots and stuff like that, I feel like that's a thing that people are starting to practice a lot more because they're realizing how beneficial it is.
Because before, like, everyone based their playstyle off Mewtwo King, which, you know, he plays like, hey, I'm going to be very grab heavy, and like, hey, I'm going to play like a lot of like, hey, I can just like, you know, just down tilt and forward smash a lot. Like, all right, that just wins games.
Yeah.
But now Zane's like, hey, I'm going to ledge cancel my fair into a dare into a blah,
yeah,
blah,
his
blah,
offense
blah.
is so nuts, and it's making Marth like almost look like more of an offensive character, where I think before he was kind of seen as more in the middle.
Yeah, even so defensive, because like Mewtwo King like to gimp a lot. And it's like, you know, like, hey, I'm going to stand by the ledge and shield. Like,
exactly.
So I'm excited for that, though. I like the game to be hype and being very, like, you know, offensive heavy.
Yeah.
Because, like, if two defensive players play against each other, it's like, all right.
Yeah, of course. But two offensive players, a lot of times it's going so fast that, you know, it doesn't, neither one of them's playing to their best potential.
Right.
Or they're making a lot of mistakes or whatever. That's why the very high-paced sets that people aren't making mistakes are the most enjoyable ones.
Right.
This is looking pretty good for Dandy here. Up a full stock.
Right.
And that's the thing, right? Marth definitely beats Peach. But when Peach has the lead,
it could be a little rough.
It's a little tough.
It could be a little rough. So I think what someone said, I forget who, I'm quoting somebody, I swear, Peach needs to have a turnip in hand to do well in this matchup, I feel like.
I could see that.
Because otherwise, Marth can kind of just get in and out-zone her all of her aerials by just playing a little defensive and a little outside of range. But I think Dandy knows that because he's playing a lot of turnips.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, where did that one go? Didn't you just pull one?
Yeah, it looked
like
it must have just disappeared.
Man. A magician. Anyway. So, I like... Ooh, Stitch.
Yeah.
Another... But I like how Danny's playing. He's kind of like pick up a turn up, throwing it at him, and then following up right behind it. And that way, if Jordank,
I think it's Jordank.
Jordank.
Like Jordan, but also Dank.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's my guess.
Clever.
That's my guess.
I like how he follows it up like with an aerial right behind it, so it's kind of a safe aerial and a safe way to get in.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, and you were mentioning how, you know, Peach always has to have a turn up. I agree, but I think Marth does such a good job of kind of stuffing that out. Fair is really good just in place. If you could just fair the turn up, you know?
Right. But if that happens, it's a back to a neutral scenario.
Yeah, exactly. It's not, you're not getting an advantage from it.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, hey, like the only, like, it's Peach's perspective, it's either win or neutral for her. So it's always good for her. So this is nice. So I think what Jordank has to do is kind of like either intercept the pre-stitch or pre-turnip pull and go in before he basically call him out on the turnip pull, or either kind of
stuff it out and then
stuff
reset
out the
to neutral.
Turnip. Yeah, either stuff out the turnip or catch it and then try to do something off that, which is kind of, you know, on the difficult side. As technical, rather.
Yeah, I mean, you could see here that Dandy isn't really, he's not trying to approach right now.
Yeah, no,
he knows he has the lead and he's just throwing turnips. He's fine with waiting it out.
Absolutely.
Whoa, with the Peach shield pressure.
All right, that was nice fair. Poor DI, but I think he would have died either way. All right, this is rough. I think...
Oh,
no.
That might do it.
Yeah, that might do it. Yeah.
He's not even going to move.
Oh, he's just farming him. He's literally farming him. Oh, man. All right.
At a certain point, that's almost BM, right? The game's over.
I think so. I think he's waiting for Stitch. He's like, all right, come on. Lucky numbers.
Yeah, that's possible. That would have been a cool ending. So Dandy takes game one. Jordank doesn't even think twice, goes right to FD.
That's interesting. I wonder what he banned. Probably Yoshi's. He's probably scared of the forward smash at like 20% dying.
Yeah, I mean, both of these characters kind of thrive on similar stages, I'd say. Except for, you know, obviously Marth hates Streamland and Peach likes it. But
yeah.
Other than that, like, they both wouldn't mind going to Fountain. Battlefield's fine.
Everything else is kind of neutral.
Yeah, even this is like, I could see it being Marth advantage, but not by much.
I feel like this is Marth advantage because there's like, obviously there's no platforms. And Peach has a somewhat hard time getting down. And not only that, but I feel like it's kind of easier to see what the Peach is doing. I don't know why. It's like more simplified. Like, you know, we kind of understand like, hey, they're going to pull a turn period because they're like, hey, they're not going to jump.
Oh, that was really clean. Is that going to be the stock? No, but he's still punishing.
Yeah, I feel like Jordank has to do is like, I feel like he's hesitating a little bit much. He's like kind of waiting for Peach's option.
Yeah.
And then he's pulling a turn up, so he beats the waiting out.
And then he's not getting anything off of his openings because he's getting a few openings, but he'll get like one grab and he'll just go for he'll try to like throw him off stage and F smash, and like Dandy's doing a good job of DIing it correctly and not getting hit by it.
Right.
Or
I feel
not
like
getting hit by the
in
tip.
those scenarios where like, hey, like, you know, I'm not sure like this connect or not, is waiting out like what option they do next, because it's usually pretty simple. You know, it's either like, hey, attack, defend, or get away.
Yeah.
And, you know, usually certain people play a certain play style, you know. Like, usually a lot of people like the shield or like the evading, you know. So, like, here, like, I'm trying to understand why he's dash dancing in the middle of the stage where you can just approach Peach. You know, I know she's scary, but, you know, down tilt's also very safe. Ooh,
okay,
big
that's
zipper. Big zipper.
And I think that's something that's important to mention, right? There's a difference between, like, useful dash dancing and just dash dancing to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that, like, see, this looks better. He's doing it more in a way that is like, am I going to come in or not just kind of like moving in place. Yeah, he looks very, I don't know, I don't want to say shaken, but maybe just uncomfortable with the matchup.
I feel like he's expecting that Peach will approach, even though after like the first game or two, Stitch, yeah. After the first game or two, he's playing more, like, Danny's playing more passive. So he has to understand, like, hey, you know, he wants to pull turns, so I gotta, like, you know, stop him from doing that.
Oh! Wow. See, that's what he's been trying to get this whole time, and eventually it pays off. But it might be a little too late. This is an uphill battle.
Oh, for sure.
Any character against Peach at this point, I mean, Marth can do it, but Peach is a tank, man. She doesn't die.
Right, not only that, but like it's so hard to like kill from her because like what do you really have? Like, you know, catch her afloat with side B and up tilt, and that might not kill at this percent.
Yeah. Plus, Peach will sit here and trade all day. She doesn't care.
For sure.
Not the way you want to end it, but it was looking rough anyway.
It's all good.
Good games to both of them. So Dandy takes it 2-0. Pretty solidly.
Yeah,
right?
It was nice. It was a good showing. He definitely played. You know, like, hey, you're not winning. Let me just stick to my playstyle.
Yeah,
you know, like,
yeah.
He really, guns.
He didn't need to change anything up. He kind of just let Jordank come to him.
Right.
You know.
Can you pass me that water?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
No problem.